So welcome to the MBLEX review course. Welcome to your national exam review course. My name is Jodi Scholes. I'm your instructor, and today we are talking about guidelines to a professional practice. So we know it's going to be 15 questions on your MBLEX, but these are all the things about safely practicing uh, massage therapy. Now, as you remember, class I like to do in three parts. So the first part is a test taking strategy. The second part is our learning. And then the third part is dissecting questions. So our very first part of class today is how to apply for the MBLEX. So how to apply. There's been some questions lately because the Federation is not accepting applications for 2 full weeks. And if that file transfer doesn't go well, it might even be longer. So, uh, the Federation, the FSMTB, the Federation of State Massage Therapy Boards, is where we pay $265 to take the MBLEX. MBLEX stands for the Massage and Bodywork Licensing Exam. So going over to that site, the Federation's website, you create an account. So you'll create a username and a password. And when you create that account, you tell them what you're there to do. You're there to register for the MBLEX. When registering for the MBLEX, this is also when you designate what states are getting your test results. So what states are getting your test results, and if you are requesting accommodations. We have accommodations that are available for test takers. One accommodation is extra time. Another accommodation is a separate room. And the third accommodation is a reader, someone to read the test to you. So at the time of your application is when you request those accommodations. Great. So you pay your $265 and then you wait. 3 to 5 days, you'll get an email from the Federation with your authorization to test. So yeah, your authorization to test, the ATT. This means that you've been registered in the system and you can now log on to the Pearson VUE website and pick a time to test. When you get your authorization to test, that authorization, including your fee, will expire in 4 months. So from the time you get your authorization to test, you have 4 months to take your exam. Yes. Now, you can reschedule your exam. Say you pick a date and you pick, uh, your birthday. Well, and then you decide not a good idea to take a test on your birthday. You can reschedule that exam, but it will cost you $50. Yes. And you still have the original 4-month window. You don't get an expansion. And if that testing center is open, weather, snow, hurricane, whatever, if that testing center is open, you are expected to arrive. Yes. I am going to say 48 hours. It might be as little as 24, but let's play it safe with 48 hours. You have a 48-hour window. Once you cross that barrier, especially, I know it's the 24-hour, you cannot reschedule on the same day. You can't reschedule your test on the same day. So just be very careful if there's anything uncertain about the date that you choose for your test. So just as a recap, you go over to the Federation of State Massage Therapy Board's website, create an account. With that application, you will designate what states, so the home state that you're in and any other states. So if you at some point want to be licensed in Florida, send it to Florida. If you live in border states, maybe you live in Indiana, but you're real close to Ohio, or you live in Illinois and you're real close to Michigan. Go ahead and send those results to both states because you'll want to get licensed in both states. Yeah. So that's during that application process. Yes. So that's also where you make your request for accommodations. Additional time, a separate room, or someone to read. Those are the three accommodations. They do require a doctor's note. Feel free to direct message to me, to Tara, to me, in the direct message board on Patreon if you would like the language to bring a note for your doctor. Those accommodations will require a doctor's note. We have a form letter that they can sign that just says yes, based on his or her assessment, that you would do better to have extra time. Okay, that's the application process. Once you've paid that $265, 3 to 5 days later, you get an email with your authorization to test. If you miss the email, you are still on the clock. Once that authorization gets tested, in fact, we just had this happen. Somebody who joined the Patreon community said, "Oh yeah, my school sent that in for me." Yeah, if your school is paying for your test and they've already sent it in, that means your clock has started. We got that one day before the expiration of her test. Unfortunately, we'll have to pay for it again. Yeah. So if you miss the email, if your school is doing it, if your school is getting the communication, you are still responsible. Yes. So you have 4 months to take the exam and pass the NCLEX and then celebrate. Yay. All right. That is how to sign up for the NCLEX. Now we're moving into our learning for today. So welcome. Welcome. Welcome to Guidelines for a Professional Practice. We're going to be talking a lot about business today. Going to be talking about professionalism today. And you may hear things like sole proprietor and partnerships and S corps and C corps. And you're like, what? You do actually have to know these things. We'll talk about them today. And you ask, did we even talk about this in massage school? Maybe yes, maybe no. Might have been a while. But don't worry, we're covering it today. Here is the outline from the Federation as to what is covered with this category. So, knowing how to properly use and safely use equipment, hygiene, personal hygiene, sanitation and cleanliness of your treatment room, of yourself, also body mechanics, preventing injuries, lasting a long time as a massage therapist. Draping. Yes, draping is in here. Safe and appropriate draping, communication about draping, um, business practices. So business planning, strategic planning, office management, marketing, hiring and interviewing, client records, business record keeping, and then some healthcare and business terminology. Straight from the outline. This is what we're covering today. Let's start off with some practitioner hygiene. All right. Obviously, this young lady or gentleman, lady, gentleman, whatever, is not dressed for doing massage. So, here are some helpful hints about practitioner hygiene. Bring an extra shirt. So, think about your attire. In fact, today I'm in an outfit that I would wear to do massage. I'm all in black. I've got actually a little bit of a longer sleeve that I can pull up, but you never know. You're eating something and you dribble down your shirt. It's happened to me. Bring an extra shirt. Have one in the car. Never know. Breath. Be mindful of your breath. Now is the time to up your game with your oral hygiene. So brushing your teeth twice a day, flossing your teeth. Food gets stuck in between teeth and it starts to decay, not the tooth, but the food. And that is often what is causing bad breath. Brush your tongue. Yes, it is time to up your game on your oral hygiene because You're going to be in close proximity to people. You're going to be breathing on them. Hopefully not, but you'll be breathing near them, right? So let's make sure it's fresh. So throw a mint in there. Have mints in your treatment room. Have mints in your car. Great. Deodorant. Wear it. So I can't tell you the number of times I've had a conversation with massage therapists who don't wear deodorant. Look, if you are all natural, good for you. Just make sure you're fresh when you go to do your massage treatment. There's a difference, by the way, between deodorant and antiperspirant. Deodorant takes care of deodorizing. Odor gets rid of odor. Antiperspirant gets rid of wetness. Many antiperspirants have aluminum as an ingredient. Aluminum has been linked to Alzheimer's. I recommend you wear deodorant. Wear something that just takes care of the smell. Don't have to worry about the wetness. That's again, personal choice, your personal choice, but be intentional. No perfumes, no patchouli, no essential oils, no hairspray, not like the smelly kind. We want to keep that treatment room very neutral. Yeah. So shoes. Please greet your client wearing shoes. The MBLEX says you need to wear closed toe shoes throughout the entire session. I've met massage therapists. That's rarely the case. They love to practice in their bare feet. I do too, I have to admit. Um, but for the purposes of the MBLEX, a closed toe shoe throughout the session. That's for safety. Yeah, for safety and for hygiene. All right. Hygiene. Speaking of which, there are 5 steps to sanitary hand washing. Yes. So you're going to wet your hands, either warm or cold water. Wet your hands, um, turn off the tap, and apply the soap. So you're going to lather the hands by rubbing them together, lather the back of the hands. This is the time, ladies and gentlemen, to up your game on personal hygiene. Yes, you are washing your hands before the session and after the session. And you're going to go between your fingers, do your fingernails, and you're going to do this for at least 20 seconds. Now, if you don't have your watch handy or you need to figure out 20 seconds, you can hum the song Happy Birthday twice. Yeah. So happy birthday twice, or one version of Old MacDonald. I happen to love to pick an animal. So Old MacDonald's had chickens and cows and puppies and just had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm, he had a pig, E-I-E-I-O. 20 seconds is actually kind of a long time. Yeah. So but it's a minimum of at least 20 seconds. Then you're going to rinse your hands under the water. You're going to dry your hands using a clean towel or an air dryer. And of course, uh, this isn't a part of the practitioner hygiene, but you can use the little towel to turn off the water, open the hand door, hold the door handle. So 5 quick little steps. Wet your hands, can be with warm or cold water. Turn off the tap, apply the soap, lather and rub, 20 seconds. Rinse the hands, dry the hands. Every time you use the bathroom, this is what you'll be doing. Well, yes, this is what you could be doing, right? This is a great way. Washing your hands is a great way to stay healthy. Yes, every time you enter a bathroom, especially a public bathroom, 20 seconds of sanitary hand washing. All right. Cleanliness also transfers to the treatment room. Consider having a checklist of things that you do, whether it's taking out the trash, do you redress your table? How often do you wipe down the headrest? Cleanliness also is a consideration for the treatment room. Part of what our outline tells us is that we need to understand the safe use of equipment, and that requires training. Have you been trained in hot rocks? Have you been trained in cupping? This here is a hydroculator pack. It's moist heat. It actually goes in a cover and is placed on the client. We don't put that hydroculator pack directly on the client or directly on the sheets. So, have you been trained in cold stones? So, wherever it is you choose to work for yourself, for someone else, or both, make sure you understand how to use the equipment. And you can buy cups, right off the internet today. Make sure that you've taken a training on how to use these cups. So, yeah, some are work a little differently than others, but that's the way to keep our clients safe. Body mechanics. So I've got three things for you here on body mechanics. This image, and we're going to watch a little video as well. But what I want to show you here is the stacked joints. You hear about stacking of joints. So again, here, stacking the joints. Here's the wrist, here's the elbow, here's the glenohumeral joint, the shoulder. And we can just see these nice long lines. So my friend Rebecca owns Zion Massage School, and we are now going to watch Rebecca demonstrate some body mechanics.
Hello, massage therapy friends. As many of you know, much of our massage therapy comes from the martial arts traditions and the yogic traditions. The Shaolin monks from China, the yogis from India, the Kalaripayattu, the Kathakali dancers, and of course, Muay Thai fighters. So these traditions from all around the world. So it's no surprise that when we do massage therapy, that we have a responsibility and that we're going to be much more effective if we're using really good body mechanics. Because these are tied to those martial arts traditions that teach you how to use your body in a fluid way, how to root down through the earth, have that power extend through your legs, have it extend through your upper body and through your arms. And so when you actually start working with the client, this is a very supported movement. And it's never using force. It's always using solidity and relaxation. In China, this is called conserving qi. In India, this is called the law of least resistance. So we have just two stances that we primarily use in massage therapy. We have this horse stance, and we sink down through the earth, and maybe we're doing some petrissage with this, but we want that movement to come through our whole body. We should never be working like this. It'll tense our arms, it'll tense up through our neck, supported. This will support your health, and you'll get better results with your clients. If you start feeling tired throughout your day, this is where we start to, revert to just muscling things, we call it, where we're not supporting our movements, where we're just working in isolation. So return, relax, soften more. Okay? And then the other stance that we have is our warrior stance. And so we're in a lunge with our movements, and we have this pressure come from the earth into our arm or into our forearm and gliding and then pivoting and then gliding back and pivoting.
That warrior movement.
Gliding.
Look at that lovely glide coming from the feet.
When yoga instructors, martial artists, when Muay Thai fighters come into the program with me at the massage school that I have, they advance very quickly because they understand this foundational principle. So those of you that are just learning this, spend some time practicing yoga, qigong, or just with these two movements, really grounding into the earth, softening your body, and allowing yourself to work in a way that is more effective, but also easier. So law of least resistance, conserving qi, moving your body as a full unit. Okay, see you soon. For information on becoming a licensed massage therapist, visit.
So body mechanics is what we were talking about in our slide. So grounding. In fact, put both your feet on the ground right now. Go ahead and feel your feet on the ground. Yes. And so for the purposes of this demonstration, go ahead and stand and feel your feet on the ground. Yeah. And then just shift your weight from one foot to the other, picking the foot up. Go ahead. Shift the weight left to right, picking that foot up. All of our movement in massage therapy starts at our feet and our ankles. We are not, people, your clients will say, oh my gosh, you're so strong. It's not from here. It's because we move from our feet and our ankles, transferring that weight from the back foot to the front foot. So Rebecca demonstrated two legs being straight, and in this picture, there's one knee, bent knee. That's how we initiate the movement. The weight is on our back foot, and we have our front foot where we slightly bend the knee and it propels us forward. Yes, these are the principles of body mechanics. And starting from that very strong stance, that horse stance or the warrior stance. And I'd encourage you to try that. Try some yoga. Try those two yoga moves at home. Thank you, Rebecca. And now in side lying, we have a very similar situation. So you'll see here the client is actually in side lying, which is a little bit different. So for the client, obviously. So we want to lengthen that spine. Go ahead right now and lengthen your spine. I'd like you to imagine a string on the top of your head, just ever so slightly pulling you up, pulling you up. Yes. Bring that sternum out, sternum towards the sun. Yes. How does that feel? Feels a little different in your body, doesn't it? Yeah. We're grounded, but we're open. So we're shifting the weight. The weight starts on our rear foot and transfers through to our front foot. Excuse me. All right. Those are the principles of body mechanics. Also, reminder that the table height, your table height is going to be at the flat of your knuckles. So when you stand, you're putting those knuckles down on the table with a straight arm. That'll be the best height for you. Yes, that's the great starting height. Now, if you're in a business where you've got a hydraulic or adjustable table, hydraulic table, then if you've got a wide person or a tall person or a thick person, then that table may go down. I don't have a hydraulic table, so I keep a pair of clogs under my table. A pair of clogs, yes. And they have a nice fat heel on them. And that way, if I need to get up a little higher, that I've got something there. Okay, there we go. Part of what you'll be asked about on your national exam is appropriate draping. This is called the diaper drape. Here, it is tucked in like a diaper. Appropriate draping is secure draping. Yes, secure. In this image, you'll see the sheet and the blanket are under the client's arms. That has secured the upper drape. Sometimes it's warmer for our clients to have their arms under. I like to tuck at the arm because I like to do work all along the clavicle, above and below the clavicle. And I like to get into those first, second, third ribs right up in here. I want that client to know where my hand is going and where it's not going, as far as like not under the sheet. So a nice secure drape is an appropriate drape. And I'd encourage you right now, as you're studying for your test, get a person on the table. Have them in their, maybe in their workout clothes, shorts and a jog bra. Practice your draping. Yes, practice your draping. Get it nice and secure. Your clients will appreciate it. One other thing I want to point out here, see how the bolster is under the sheet? It's actually not touching the client's leg. The bolster is cold. So please cover your bolster or put it under the sheet so that it's not cold on your client's feet. All right, appropriate draping. Could spend a whole hour just on this. Oh, one other point. So when we drape the lower back, there's an area, so we want to drape until the iliac crest. It's actually a little below the iliac crest. The rise, we say the rise of the breast and the rise of the butt. So we want to, drape to the rise of the breast and drape to the rise of the butt. We do not want to see any crack of the butt. It's called the gluteal cleft. Gluteal cleft. That is where we start to see the separation of the cheeks. We don't want to see that on the massage table. Okay? Yeah. So tuck it in, keep it secure, let it stay in place, the drape. Very good. Okay, we're going to talk about two terms today. We're going to talk about a bunch of terms, but two that often I find newly licensed therapists are a little fuzzy. So we're going to start with scope of practice. The scope of practice is what you can and cannot do as a licensed massage therapist. It is the scope of the work. Yeah. So, what is the scope of your practice? It's clearly defined. A massage therapist may do any of the following when performing massage, including but not limited to the use of heat and cold hydrotherapy. So, hot and cold hydrotherapy, heliotherapy, and the external application of herbal and topical preparations that aren't classified as prescription drugs. This is called a fomentation treatment. In the past, I've used ginger, we wrap it in cheesecloth, and we use it to soften the skin. This is a herbal or topical preparation. Hydrotherapy is the use of hot and cold. So an ice pack, a hot water bottle. This again could be called a fomentation treatment with using hot water, using warm water. What is heliotherapy? Heliotherapy is sunlight, using sunlight to improve the skin. So either sunlight or artificial light to treat skin conditions such as psoriasis, eczema. Heliotherapy is also used in tuberculosis to help repair the bone tissue because it stimulates the production of vitamin D. That's how it works. Sunlight stimulates the production of vitamin D. Mental health during the long winters. Some people have light therapy that they use to help improve their mood. Ultraviolet light helps produce vitamin D, and that helps makes bones stronger. And historically, we see Hippocrates used heliotherapy here in the United States or here in North America. A guy named Dr. Rollier opened the first heliotherapy treatment in 1903. I just thought that was kind of interesting. So, all right, we're still on scope of practice. A massage therapist can perform an analysis of posture and movement, such as walking or running. In this image, I've given you an example of it's either a PT office or a running store, but this is a treadmill. And this, we'll call him a PT, is using a video camera to analyze this person's walk. This is also called gait analysis. Gait means walking. So how is your gait? How is your walking cycle? So we're allowed to analyze posture, analyze movement in the form of walking or running. We can do that. Also, as a part of the scope of our practice, what we're allowed to do is educate our clients with self-care, about self-care and about stress management, and of course, perform massage therapy. Those are all within the scope of our practice. What is not in the scope of our practice is counseling. And sometimes our clients would do well to see a counselor, to see a psychologist, psychiatrist, a licensed clinical social worker, a talk therapist. Yes, on the massage table, oftentimes clients will talk about all sorts of things, but it's not in the scope of our practice to be a therapist, a talk therapist. They may feel better. Just be very careful about the scope of your practice. We're not giving nutrition advice. We're not prescribing exercises. That's not within the scope of our practice as a massage therapist. Now, if you're a personal trainer, if you are an LCSW, a social worker, a psychologist, absolutely, that's within the scope of your practice in a different license, a different certification. Yes, but as a massage therapist, just understand sometimes we will need to refer out. Okay, we're going to compare the scope of practice. You can go ahead and put your answers in the chat once you have your answer. Please don't hit enter until I say 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, we play a little game. And that way everyone gets a chance to read at their own pace, and then everyone can answer at the same time so they don't see your answers. Yeah, yeah. We want people to answer on their own. All right, here we go. Performing massage therapy, hydrotherapy, heliotherapy, and other techniques you are trained in is called your blank. Performing massage therapy, hydrotherapy, heliotherapy, and other techniques you are trained in is called your blank. A, standard of practice. B, job. C, scope of practice. D, duties. We're going to eliminate one wrong answer, but I will tell you there are 3 correct answers in this question. 3 answers could be right. Your job, pick the best one. Performing massage therapy, hydrotherapy, and heliotherapy, and other techniques you're trained in, is called your blank. Let's get rid of one. We're going to get rid of job. It might be your job, but we don't know that. Performing massage therapy, hydrotherapy, heliotherapy, and other techniques you are trained in is called your blank. 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, let's see. Lots of answers. Right. Let's take a look. Woo, yay. Shauna, yes. Rachel, good. Lance, you got it. Dora, got it. Brienne, yay. Nat, you're in. Yes. Lisa, good. Candy, good. Diane, yes. Lek, yes. Good. Petitia, good. Julia, yes. Ms. V, you got it. Brenda, nice. Best answer? Boom. Letter C, scope of practice. So that is within your scope of practice, right? What you're allowed to do. Good. Glad you weren't fooled by that. Next question. How long will a licensed massage therapist wash their hands when using sanitary washing techniques? How long will a massage therapist wash their hands when using sanitary hand washing techniques? A, 1 minute. B, 30 seconds. C, at least 20 seconds. D, one verse of Happy Birthday. How long will a licensed massage therapist wash their hands when using sanitary hand washing techniques? Let's get rid of one wrong answer. We know that it's not one verse of Happy Birthday. Do we know that? Okay. How long will a licensed massage therapist wash their hands when using sanitary hand washing techniques? 3, 2, 1, go. Looking good, you guys. Put the gel. Brenda got it. Yes, Nat, good. Ms. V, in. Julia, in. Good. Lance, yes. Dora, yes. Shauna, you got it. Diane, you got it. Patita, good. Brienne, yes. Yes, good. Lek, you're in. Candy, yes. Good. All right. Best answer? At least 20 seconds. Yes. So look, the first three answers are correct. The first three answers are right. 1 minute or more, 30 seconds. That's at least 20 seconds. Best answer, letter C, at least 20 seconds. Next question. It will give you a clue as to the best answer because this is professional behavior. This could also be prevention of sexual misconduct. But the best answer is bet roles and boundaries. Yay! Finish line. Woo! All right. Well, let's wrap up this recording. I will be staying on to take a few questions. And you can see, got a full house here today. I will just say thanks so much for being here. My name is Jodi Scholes. I'm your instructor for the MBLEX review course. We meet here every Thursday, noon Eastern, for our lessons. Thanks so much for taking the time to be here, to study, and to becoming a licensed massage therapist. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week or real soon.